Hi guys, so Jenny over at Jeni's Scotch Made Kitchen invited me to her collaboration Christmas in July, and as an Aussie it would be rude to say no. So come with me. So Christmas in July in Australia is actually quite a big thing because obviously it's winter in July and it's the winter solstice, etc. So they tend to have a bit of a nod to having a winter Christmas there, because otherwise it's midsummer and you don't get to have your turkey dinner. I mean, it's just lobster and prawns, and it just gets so old, you know. Anywho, I don't live in Australia anymore. I live in the UK, and what we tend to do here, Tanny and I, we have a finger food buffet on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, and we have all the kids around. All of our adult children come with the grandchildren and their partners, and we have our Christmas Day on Boxing Day, so they can have it with whoever they want, or on their own if that's what they prefer. And yeah, it's just us. So for that, this week I have been making Scotch eggs, not for the Boxing Day, but just to make sure that I know what I'm doing before the day. I haven't made them for a long time, but I do know that they're pretty much everybody's favourites who's coming. So I grab my meat, which is just some sausage meat. Now, whether you get pre-made sausage meat in a packet like I did, or if you have ready-made sausages that are your bestest favourite ones and you would like to use for that, use those. Just take the skins off and mash them up like I'm doing. Now, all I did to mine in this particular mix is I added some onion powder, garlic powder and salt and pepper. And that was it. That's all I did to this. It's entirely up to you what seasonings you use. I've been known to use things like onion and sage before, you know, like sage and onion stuffing kind of thing. I've also been known on the occasion to be a wee bit naughty and put some sort of, you know, bit of sage and onion in the sausage meat, and then I've wrapped them in bacon once they've been wrapped up over the egg, and then with the eggs, which I'm beating now because you need to get these done first, I've added a squirt of ketchup, and then I've rolled them in the breadcrumbs. Now, you could season your breadcrumbs as well, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to, these are pretty basic, and I don't want to do anything too fancy. I'm just giving you ideas, because on Christmas I probably will do those ideas. But July is a really good time to test out recipes that you want to use over the holidays. It's a fantastic time to do that, because you know, you get to try all of the things without the stress of worrying about whether you're going to actually have something edible on the day. Now, to make up these bad boys, you need some boiled eggs, and you need to grab one, stick it in your hand. Well, no, you don't need to stick it in your hand yet, but you do need a good spoonful of your sausage mix. And you want to flatten it out in the palm of your hand. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our hard-boiled egg up in that. You want to make sure that there's no cracks. So you do have to work at it a little bit. Make sure there's no cracks, holes, crevices, anything like that, because that could wreck the whole construction of your Scotch egg. Now, some people don't like hard-boiled eggs. They prefer theirs to be a bit runnier. I can't guarantee how well my eggs are going to peel, and I'm not going to boil 12 to get 6. So I just hard boil them, and everybody else can just whistle at this point. So then we dip them in the egg. Make sure they're completely covered, because if you don't completely cover them, the breadcrumbs will not stick. They will not stick. Now, on this particular day, I had panko breadcrumbs. You can use fresh breadcrumbs if you want to, or you can use your own homemade dried breadcrumbs or packet mix. I've even been known to use stuffing mix out of the box, okay, because it's seasoned bread. Let's be honest, that's all it is. Now, this is a very, very, very simple thing to do. it does take a little bit of work, and I have to wash my hands pretty much every time I roll one of these up because I get icky hands and I just can't deal with that. So I have to get up and down quite a lot to, you know, make sure that I'm not ooky the next time round. So while I am washing my hands, and before I get to the next one, there is another flavour profile to Scotch eggs that is very underrated and not used as often, and that's fish. Whether it be haddock, you know, plain haddock, or salmon, or smoked kippers, or smoked haddock, or something like that. I wouldn't really go too hard on the oily fishes, and to be saying that, if I was going to use salmon, I'd probably want to add in a little bit of potato, because the oil in the oily fishes is a little bit too much. But you can use fish as your mince if you would prefer. If you want a veggie version, get yourself a veggie burger mix, dry mix for veggie burger or veggie nut loaf, and use that, make it up so that you've got that, and use that as your mix, your mince mix. That's probably the best way to go in that regard. And instead of egg, if you wanted to make it, you know, but if you're gonna do a vegan one, why have you got an egg in it? Veggies will have the egg, so you know, you're fine either way. You're fine. But that's an option, okay? It's all an option. But there are lots of different options, and if you don't like pork, so use beef, use chicken, use turkey, use whatever you have for the mince. Traditionally, these were used for farmers going to work. They were work food, they were picnic food, they were things that were easily carried and easily eaten in the hand. Now, they do adorn a lot of British banquets and buffets and things. So next, what we have to do once we have them all made up is we're going to put them in the deep fryer. Now, we only want them to be in the deep fryer for as long as it takes to get them golden, okay? You put them in for any longer than that and you will burn them. So you just want to get them golden. And I am aware that people will be sitting there going, yes, but they might not cook in that time. Well, we have a trick up our sleeves, and once this has gone through the getting to the golden stage, we put them on a tray, which you saw before, which they were sitting on quite nicely, with a little rack in it, and stick it in the oven for another 10-20 minutes, just to finish them off. It will drip off the excess oil, and everything will be kept dry, but it will make sure that that sausage meat is cooked all the way through. To serve these is entirely up to you. You can cut them in half, in quarters, you can serve them whole. Do you know what? I've got a friend who makes these with quail eggs. That's just a kind of work that I can't even fathom. But, you know, it works for her. Use July as you're testing out for the holidays recipes time. And I will see you again very soon, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share me about with your friends. There's enough of me to go around. And I will see you again very, very soon. Bye!